Hello there, commanders, and welcome to another Total War Arena news update. As you can see on your screen, on July 6th, which is tomorrow, we are getting a new patch. So servers will be down between 18 and 18:30. That's obviously Chinese time, so that's GMT plus 8 if I remember correctly. Just convert it to whatever time zone you're in, and that will be your time. For Europeans, it's around afternoon, depending on where in Europe you are. For Americans, it's the middle of the night, so they probably don't care anyway. And it's a 30-minute downtime, so not a big deal. Now let's get onto the patch itself. Here are patch notes. Total War Arena version update log, version 4.19. We are getting close to the 4.20. And let's read what they have come up with. Player feedback improvements. It's interesting that they are highlighting things like, yo, we didn't come up with this. This is your guys' idea, and we are just implementing it. I wish they would do that with my ideas, but that never happens. So yeah, I guess I'll just continue to stay relevant. It's not like I know anything about this game. Let's continue on. New features. 1. Medal award points. Medal reward points is an experimental change to the point mechanism. From now on, winning medals in battle will earn extra points. And then we have the medals. Medal. Ambush, 1 point. So ambush is a surprising flank. Raid, 1 point. I would say raid is probably rout. Obviously this is translated from Chinese, so don't expect much, especially when it comes to singular words with no context. I imagine Google Translate would struggle with something like that. So I would assume raid is rout. Annihilate, 2 points. So annihilate, probably annihilating a unit, that would be 1-1. Now slash, 5 points. It's probably nuke damage, 5 points, wow, okay, that's interesting. Save, 3 points. Save is save if you don't know what it is. Save works that if an allied unit, and an allied, I mean of another player. It cannot be just your other unit. It has to be of your allied player. Would drop below 0 morale, and then you give them a bonus to morale that brings them back from below 0 to above 0. Essentially prevents them from routing. So let's say an enemy flanks your ally, Warcries them, they have -5 morale, then you come in and use God of War or hold the line or whatever, and that moves them above 0 morale again, and that's safe. I don't know if there's a difference between them already being below 0 and being routed and then you unroute them with your morale buff, or does it have to be before they drop below 0 and then you save them before they route? I don't know the exact God damn it, I like the word. The exact conditions, there we go. Or conditions. God damn it! What's the fucking word for it? Ugh! It's so obvious. I have it at the end of my tongue, but I just requirements. I would say that requirements. Let's stick with requirements. What are the requirements to get done? There we go. And then we have destroy. Destroy is when you destroy an artillery piece. There is a medal like that. Occurs very, very rarely unless you play artillery yourself and snipe the enemy artillery. That's when you get it. Outside of it, it's pretty much impossible to get it. Although you can charge into an artillery piece, and I think, well, depending on with what you charge, it either breaks after 1 charge or 2. But that's pretty rare. And then defeat. Well, the last thing that's left is killing an enemy commander. So I guess that would be that. Okay. This change will bring more opportunities to earn points and influence the outcome of the battle. What? Okay. They're either being very pretentious, or they don't know how the game works at all. Well, kind of both at the same time. Or is it just a bad translation? Maybe the outcome of the battle as in your rewards from the battle? Maybe that's it? Because obviously this is just, rewards for what you already do, and it doesn't change the actual balance and outcome of the battle itself, as in who wins and what does as much damage, etc., etc. Unless the extra points are XP points that let your units level up. So if you nuke somebody, you get more XP. Could that be what it is? I would say it's probably for the battle outcome. I mean, battle results, when you go into the table where you have the points for damage, kills, etc. Or points. Well, we don't get points anymore, so yeah, the entire reward system, the point system, or whatever the hell it is now, they have dug themselves in a deep hole. The points technically still exist in the game. If you go into your statistics, the points are there, but everything says that you have earned 0 points. So they changed the reward system, but didn't upgrade the corresponding UI elements to it. And they still somehow award XP after the game. But then again, pretty much doesn't matter whether you carry your battle or just are AFK and do literally 0. Yeah, which is another problem. Let's talk about it briefly. Recently, a few days ago, I had a very unpleasant experience, and it's not the first time, and it's surely not the last one, where a player would just move every X amount of minutes to avoid getting the AFK penalty, because if you get the AFK penalty, you get 0 rewards from a battle. But if you don't get the AFK penalty, you can do literally nothing. He had 0 kills, 0 damage, 3 units lost because he got killed and then he didn't respawn, and 0 everything else. You still get pretty much full rewards after the battle ends. So you can literally just sit on your ass, I don't know, scratch your nose, or probably the guy who's doing that is probably digging stuff up and eating it. Let's not delve deeper on what he could do with his finger, for as long as I'm concerned. But yeah, essentially he puts everybody else in the team at 9v10, so he ruins the experience for at least those 9 players. The other guys just get a free win because it's a 10v9 for them, so they don't even have to really struggle for the win, because it's just much easier to win when you have 3 units more. Yeah, it just ruins the experience, and the guy doesn't get punished for it at all. Technically, he was not AFK, he moved every 3 minutes or so, I don't know. And he didn't get the AFK penalty. And he still gets the same amount of XP as somebody who tries to carry his team. And let's say they win, right? The guy who carried the battle and won, despite it being 9v10, he gets barely anything more than the guy who did literally nothing and just went AFK and watched YouTube on his second screen, I don't know, or just alt-tab every 3 minutes and moved his unit a bit until he died and then he'll respawn. So that's the change to the reward system I would like to see, so that if somebody does literally nothing, he also gets literally nothing. So you actually need to do something to get points. And I know the scoring system, etc., etc., is very vague. I mean, it's not vague, but it's very difficult to determine how much each player has contributed to the battle. I mean, it's not hard to determine, but it's hard to quantify for a artificial system to do it. Like, you as a player, as a human being with intelligence, you can just look at the battle. Yeah, that player did well. Yeah, that player sucked. And then you could, award them accordingly. Yeah, you did good. Here, have X amount of XP. Well, you almost lost the battle for your team. You were lucky. The other guy carried, so you get much less. But you still were there. You get something. And then you were AFK. You get 0. Get out of here. But yeah, That's what humans can do. Obviously, they're not going to do that. So we need an artificial system that would be able to quantify things that you do in the battle and then award points accordingly. And I think they just said, well, fuck it. Let's just reward everybody equally, pretty much. No matter whether they carry or not. Or go AFK. Because, you know, sometimes you can be a player, you pick Leonidas, you camp on one point, and then you just, you know, don't move from there, nobody comes to you, but you technically defended a point and gave your team, the other 9 players, an opportunity to carry on the other flank, for example. Even if it was 9v10, but you kept one flank safe, technically you dealt 0 damage, you tanked 0 damage, you had 0 contesting time and everything 0, but technically you did something useful. So arguably you should also get rewards for being useful, despite, you know, the numbers saying that you did fuck all. So it is difficult to determine, but when somebody is like literally AFK and moving once every 3 minutes, something probably should be done about it. So again, it's like, it's really difficult because you can literally see no action. Let's say your team has just rushed one flank and then captured the base, and the battle was 5 minutes long, and you either camped a point that nobody attacked, or maybe let's say you were in Thermopylae and then you went flanking all the way around the forest with your slow armored legionaries, and then your team capped the base before you even got halfway through the map and just happened to not see anybody. You were not AFK, right? And your team won. You shouldn't get out of the battle with 0 rewards. That would be unfair. So, yeah. I don't envy them, but if somebody is like maliciously AFK, there should be something to be done about it. Like, I don't know, maybe detecting the amount of actions per minute or something. If it's like below 10, something's wrong. I don't know. But fucking figure something out, or let me report that player and then actually punish him. But obviously it doesn't. Technically there is a report function. You can only report players after the battle ends from the results screen. You cannot do that from in-game. Well, I mean in battle. Yeah. So that's my rant over. Okay. Now, improvement number 2. Extra experience points for faction units. A special event has been added. During the event, specific camps will receive special experience bonuses in battle. That's it. So that's a very vague description. How much bonus XP? What faction units? I mean, every unit is from a faction. So all units get more XP? Or is it like special event has been added, so for faction units, so I don't know, 1 week is the Roman week and Romans get more, the other week is Greek week? Can we get any specifics? God damn it. It's a patch note and you just write the most vague description that you could possibly come up with. Yeah, units from a faction? Special event? How special it is? Is it once a month, once a weekend, or every weekend? What? Specific camps. Okay, so that's faction. So yeah, for a certain period of time, there will be bonuses for a specific faction. And then I would assume the next faction. But what will be the time frames? What will be the break between those events? How long they will last? When they will be? Nothing. It's like, really? That's your patch notes? That's all you could have come up with? Can't you just tell us the specifics if you want to put it in the game? Again, you keep putting discounts for premium units, discount for commanders, double XP weekends, and you don't inform your players about it at all unless they are in a game, and then when they are in a game, all you get for the discounts is like, war elephants. Here's a description of war elephants. Go figure out that Hannibal discount and premium units, Carthage premium elephants, are also on a discount. If you don't specifically click on the faction tree to see the discount icon over there, or the commander list for Carthage, to see that Hannibal is discounted, you wouldn't know. And if you already have those units, you don't see the discount as well, or commanders, and you can't even tell your friends because you wouldn't know otherwise. Honestly? Really? Really? Like, the PR there, or just player communication, is absolutely non-existent. Or rather, somehow is negative. Like, we're not only not getting information, the information we get is confusing. So might as well just not give us any information at all, and it would be better, somehow. Anyway, improvement number 3. Input method problem. That feels like it should be under the problem fix, really. How is that a new feature? In the previous version of Windows, yeah, okay, so that's Korean, Japanese, then that doesn't really concern us. Well, I don't know, maybe there are some Japanese and Koreans watching me. But so if you had your input method turned on to enter the game, then now your problem is resolved. There we go. And then problem fix. Fix the problem that the daily task counter does not count towards the remaining tasks, but always displays the maximum number of tasks. Yeah, when you hovered over it, it told you how many missions you had, and if you remember that max is 12 that is being stored, then you were fine, but otherwise it was confusing. So they introduced that bug in the previous version, and now one version after they fixed it. I guess that's fine. But just saying, there's still plenty of bugs that they haven't fixed, and they haven't even acknowledged that they are aware of them. Very convenient. I'm pretty sure they are aware of them, but they're just like, nah, we're not gonna fix them. Who needs, for example, to, after they dock a ledge and want to use barrage, who wants to see their arrows actually, flying? Let's just not fix that at all, or any other bugs. Input the bug that you have seen into the comments. Yeah, tell me the bugs. Actually, if you're still watching after 18 minutes of me rambling, I'm going to be making my own video where I'm writing my own patch notes, where I'll put all my feedback into one place. So if you want to have a bug that you have noticed featured in that video in my patch notes, leave it in the comments, write it to me on Discord, put it whenever, wherever I would see it, and then I'll probably put it in my video. Okay, well, that's it. Those are very long patch notes, and I have somehow managed to ramble about them, complain about them, for 18 minutes. That's talent. Let's go. I'll see you on Arena's Battlefields, Commanders, after this patch hits. And maybe before as well.